Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with the real story behind A Dingo Ate My Baby. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
In August of 1980, 2-month-old Aaria Chamberlain disappeared while on a camping trip with her family. Her mother, the only witness, would claim the girl was killed by a dingo. The investigation into the death of Aaria Chamberlain gripped the world and was immortalized in the movie A Cry in the Dark, which popularized the phrase, "A dingo ate my baby." And if
I gotta watch this movie because it's a true story, right, about this actually happening. So I legit need to watch this movie now.
If you've watched Seinfeld, you know this quote quite well.
The dingo ate your baby.
Today, we're going to take a look at the strange case of Lindy Chamberlain,
I
the
need
woman
to hear
behind
it.
the line, "The dingo ate my baby."
I've heard so many things about like dingo ate my baby. I need to hear the actual story. I need to be here and be focused.
But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel and leave us a comment and let us know what true crime related topics you would like to hear more about. Okay, so let's head down under.
Hey.
Born in 1980, Aaria Chamberlain was the third child and only daughter of Lindy Chamberlain Creighton and Michael Chamberlain. They were known as a quiet, religious family, and they belonged to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They also enjoyed camping, and in August of that year, they decided to take a trip out to famed Uluru Rock in Central Australia. On the night of August 17th, Aaria, then only 9 weeks old, vanished from her parents' tent.
Wow.
A panicked Lindy and Michael alerted the authorities. The young mother told the police that she saw a wild dingo enter her tent and take the child. Extensive searches were conducted, but nothing to substantiate.
How you see the dingo come in the tent and take the kid? Like, if you saw the dingo come into the tent, my first thing is, did you not like go immediately to your child? Or did you only see the dingo as it was leaving the tent with your baby, so it was just too late? That's my questions that I have so far.
Substantiate Lindy and Michael's story was found. Just 1 week after Aaria Chamberlain disappeared, a tourist named Wallace Goodwin made a shocking discovery. A short distance from where the infant was allegedly taken by dingoes, he found a blood-stained jumpsuit, singlet, booties, and a diaper. Forensic investigators would later examine the clothing and conclude that someone had ripped the jumpsuit after young Aaria had perished. Goodwin, for his part, maintained that he never touched the clothing, which he had found with the legs of the jumpsuit sticking up into the air. Mr. Goodwin had more to contribute, though. As a frequent camper in the area, he also reported a change in the behavior of the local dingoes. He had noticed the animals had begun approaching campsites without any hesitation. This was extremely unusual, as dingoes were typically known for avoiding interaction with humans whenever possible.
I swear to God, them dingoes started getting comfortable. Them dingoes was like, hey, these humans ain't too dangerous. Know what I'm saying? We can eat them. We can eat them if they give us enough trust.
In the wake of Aaria Chamberlain's disappearance, a search party of nearly 300 people assembled. Led by a frantic Lindy, the group scoured the surrounding landscape for any clues as to where the baby may have gone. Michael Chamberlain, on the other hand, was reported by witnesses to be quite calm and, by some accounts, didn't even participate in the search. One member of the search party reported Michael musing over the alleged dingo attack and concluding, "She's probably dead now." He then allegedly made cryptic comments about being a minister of the gospel.
What the F? So is he just not like... I can't imagine, bro. Yeah, something up because I know they say people deal with grief in different ways and you can't really tell how someone should grieve, but that's like your baby. Like, there's no way you're not in a state of like wanting to do every single thing possible to try to, even if it was a dingo, to try to find a body, anything. But I guess, I don't know, he just took it the way he took it, and I guess I can't judge him for how his reaction.
The first
That's
official
crazy,
to
though.
rule on the case was the coroner, and he ultimately agreed with the Chamberlains, finding that a dingo had taken their daughter. However, he
Wow.
noted the bloody clothing that had been found by Wallace Goodwin showed signs of having been tampered with by a person or persons unknown. A second inquest was opened in September of 1981. This time, investigators claimed they found suspicious markings around the neck area of Aaria Chamberlain's jumpsuit. Ultraviolet photos of the jumpsuit were taken and examined by analysts who claimed to find the imprint of a small, adult-sized hand.
No way.
The photos and the markings strongly implied that someone had slit the young girl's throat on purpose. Accordingly, Australian police arrested the Chamberlains, and in February of 1982, they were charged with the murder of their own daughter.
Oh, wow.
According to the prosecution's theory of the crime, Lindy Chamberlain Creighton was holding her daughter in the front seat of the family car. Police claimed to have found traces of blood in the vehicle, and though a murder weapon was never identified, authorities suggested the killer could have easily used ordinary household items like nail clippers or scissors to get the job done.
Man, I can't. I know it's a crazy world that we live in, and there's been cases where parents have taken the lives of their own children, which is insane to me. I can never even fathom the thought of that. But man, I don't know. They said the mother was like frantic at the search parties and stuff. I feel like I don't know. I don't know anything about the case. I wouldn't think that she would kill her child.
Years later, additional testing of this pivotal evidence would reveal that there wasn't actually any blood in the car. In fact, the original investigators had merely mistook some harmless chemicals on the car's interior for blood splatter.
Oh,
Their
wow.
error would cost Lindy years behind bars.
Wow.
By the time she and her husband were being tried for the murder of Aaria, Lindy Chamberlain Creighton was visibly pregnant. She and Michael both entered pleas of not guilty, setting the stage for what the media would call the trial of the century. The tabloids went into a feeding frenzy, and the widespread coverage ensured that the courtroom was packed by spectators every single day. Over the course of the trial, the prosecution argued that Lindy had knifed her daughter and her husband had helped to cover up the crime. The Chamberlains, for their part, maintained the story about the dingo. Unfortunately, the jury didn't buy it. In October of 1982, Lindy Chamberlain Creighton was convicted by the Crown Court of murdering her daughter and sentenced to life in prison. Michael Chamberlain was found guilty of being an accessory after the fact and given an 18-month-long suspended sentence. With Lindy in prison, her second daughter, Kalia, would be born behind bars in November of 1982.
I feel like there's no way. I don't think she did it. Bro, I think, know what I'm saying? I don't think she did it. And I'm 5.5 minutes into the story. I don't know nothing about the facts. I don't know nothing about the details. I just don't think she did it, bro. I honestly don't think so.
Because of the pervasive media coverage or the fact that at the time of Aaria Chamberlain's disappearance, there were no known cases of dingoes attacking or killing humans, the public became thoroughly convinced that Lindy and Michael had some culpability in their daughter's death. A poll conducted in 1984 showed nearly 77% of all Australians felt Chamberlain Creighton was guilty of Aaria's murder. Public opinion felt she was dressing too provocatively and not grieving the way a proper mother should. Chamberlain Creighton would reflect on her situation.
Again, I feel like you can't judge how someone should grieve.
Years later, saying that she was caught in a lose-lose situation. If she smiled, she was accused of not taking the matter seriously enough. If she cried, she was accused of playing to the cameras for sympathy.
Facts. You are in a lose-lose situation.
Another factor in the public's distrust of Lindy and Michael was likely their religion, as Seventh-day Adventists were extremely rare in Australia at the time. Rumors circulated that the couple was part of a cult and had sacrificed their daughter for some unholy religious purpose. Conspiracy theorists jumped all over the case and claimed that the name Aaria means sacrifice in the wilderness. If it were true, that would be a slam dunk of a case, but the name actually means God helped. Conspiracy theorists.
People just be reaching, bro. People be absolutely reaching for any and everything. That's wild.
Always loud, rarely right.
I swear to God.
In January of 1986, something finally happened that changed everything about the case against the Chamberlains. A British tourist named David Brett had been hiking near Uluru when he slipped and fell to his death.
Oh,
It would take a week for the police to locate his body, but when they did, they also found something else, a baby's jacket. Tests would show that the white jacket was the same one Aaria Chamberlain had been wearing 6 years earlier on the night she vanished. With this new evidence seeming to corroborate everything the Chamberlains had ever claimed, the court ordered Lindy to be released from prison. After all that, Lindy and Michael were officially cleared of any guilt in the case.
That's such BS, bro. Like, that's such BS to be innocent. And I know there's so many people behind bars that are innocent, but it's such BS for that much years of your life to be taken. For your child to actually be taken and killed. Know what I'm saying? And then for you to be blamed for the murder of your child when you didn't do it, when they wouldn't listen to you. I can't even imagine that, bro. That's bullcrap. That's honestly bullcrap.
In 1988, Warner Brothers released the movie A Cry in the Dark, which starred Meryl Streep as Lindy and Sam Neill as Michael. This performance would earn Streep a nomination for Best Actress at the Academy Awards.
Oh, wow.
Jodie Foster, the accused.
Meryl, for once, didn't win, but the movie still left its mark. The film features a moment where the Lindy character is seen to proclaim, "The dingo's got my baby."
The dingo's got my baby!
Despite its grisly origin, this quote would, strangely, become a comedic staple of pop culture, being referenced in TV shows Seinfeld, Modern Family, The Simpsons,
I think I hear a dingo eating your baby.
2.5 Men, Family Guy, Frasier,
The dingo's got your baby.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Supernatural,
Buffy?
and Psych, as well as the films Tropic Thunder,
I'm sorry, a dingo ate your baby.
28 Days, and the Rugrats movie.
A dingo ate your baby.
It's a hell of a list.
I swear to God, my heaven.
In 1992, the government of Australia's Northern Territory made compensation to Lindy and Michael. They were awarded $1.3 million, as well.
You got dang right they better got some compensation for them years they spent in jail. You got dang right, 1.3 mil. Not enough for 7 years, but know what I'm saying? We'll take it.
As reimbursement for all their legal fees and for their car, which had been seized by police and destroyed as part of the investigation. But the damage had been done. An innocent woman who saw her own child eaten by a wild animal was dragged through the mud by the press, ridiculed by the public, spent 3 years in prison for a crime she did not commit.
Insane.
She missed out on the first few years of her second daughter's life. Even after all of that, in December of 1995, a commission from the Northern Territory decided it wanted to take a third look into the case of Aaria Chamberlain. The reasoning was that the body had never been recovered and medical examiners had never been able to determine the baby's cause of death. Another inquest was opened, but it ultimately yielded no new insights or findings. In 1980, there were no documented cases of dingoes attacking humans, infant or otherwise. While this predisposed the media, court system, and the general public to suspect foul play in the case of Aaria Chamberlain, things would change in the years that followed. Australians began to pay more attention to the possibility of dingo attacks on humans, and lo and behold, more evidence came to light. Between 1998 and 2007, there were at least 3 documented instances of dingoes attacking humans. A 13-month-old and a 4-year-old were attacked in separate incidents, but both survived. However, in the third incident, a 9-year-old boy was killed by the animals. Since the night it first happened, Lindy Chamberlain Creighton and Michael Chamberlain steadfastly maintained that their daughter, Aaria, had been taken and killed by a wild dingo. Finally, in June of 2012, after 32 years enduring public suspicions, official accusations, defamation, and prison time for a crime they didn't commit, a 4th inquest was opened. This time...
A 4th? Bro... This is insane.
A coroner from the Northern Territory provided expert testimony that the parents were innocent, and it was, in fact, a wild dog that had taken the young girl from her parents' tent. Contrary to what had happened the first time around, the public accepted the findings, and Lindy and Michael were believed to be innocent. Though they were divorced in 1991, both Lindy Chamberlain Crichton and Michael Chamberlain were present. Lindy told the media,
"We're relieved and delighted to come to the end of this saga."
So what do you think? Did mob mentality make this bad situation even worse? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at
that just, that's so frustrating, bro. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal. Out.